So may I come in?
Bharat.
Bharat, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
So Bharat, you come from Lucknow.
Yes, sir.
And your father was in
The judiciary, sir.
judiciary.
Yes, sir.
What exactly was it on you? Because you had written OSD Allahabad High Court.
So the last post my father had was the OSD position. He was in charge of the listing department in the High Court. So before that, he was part of the district judiciary. That was a deputation. He went to the High Court.
Oh. So he passed away while in job?
No, sir. After retirement, he retired in 2016 and he passed away in 2018, sir.
Oh, I'm very sorry to learn that.
Yes, sir.
And you had been writing civil services. This is your fourth attempt.
Yes, sir.
And you had done your BTech from JP Institute of Information Technology.
Yes, sir.
That happened in 2020.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, did you take up any job?
No, sir. Not as of now.
Why did you take up a job?
So at this point of time, I'm committed to this goal. So that is the basic reason.
Don't you think that you could have taken up a job while preparing for the civil service?
Sir, so that was a possibility, but I was of the opinion that I really wanted to dedicate myself to the preparation at this point of time. If things do not work out in this particular attempt, I'm hopeful that I'll find a job and continue my preparation alongside it.
All right. Okay. You appeared for the interview earlier also.
Yes, sir.
That was in 22.
Yes, sir.
So how many marks did you obtain in that?
So 185.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good. So why couldn't you make it to the finalist?
Sir, actually, I secured less marks in my essay papers, significantly less marks. So I missed the cutoff, the finalist by 5 marks
Oh,
after the
sorry
result.
to learn that. And what is your optional?
So sociology.
Sociology.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Now, tell me why secularism is important for a country like India.
So secularism is important because we are a country of diversities. So we want to ensure that there is not communalization of social life in our society, because that can lead to snowballing into conflicts in the society. So we want to have Sardham Sambhav, that is, we want to have equal treatment for all communities, so that there is public order in general and the minorities are taken care of.
All right. But do you think that over a period of time,
Yes, sir.
we are becoming less and less tolerant, in spite of the fact that we have now introduced this word called secularism in our constitution?
Sir, I think as far as tolerance is concerned, sir, if we look at the macro data, given the diversity of our country, given the size of our country, I still think, sir, we have done a very fine job in ensuring the minority rights as well.
Can
as
you support your argument with some example?
So, for instance, affirmative action. For instance, sir, if you look at the neighboring countries, and so after the partition, religion was a very prominent figure in social life, and the bifurcation of the country, Pakistan, was created for a particular religion.
That's fine.
But after that, sir, we've been able to sustain secularism. So we've been able to ensure that the population is not really diminishing, as is the case in other neighboring countries as such. And so, sir, this is an example of the same.
No, you said we have done fairly well
Yes, sir.
because of secularism. What
Yes, sir.
does that mean? How do you support that argument with example? You said that that minorities are still there and minorities are increasing their number.
Yes, sir.
That's an indication that secularism has done well.
Yes, sir.
Our conversation started with tolerance and versus intolerance.
Yes, sir. So I think
I agree with your answer. Yes, over a period of time, there is no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
And we take pride in that.
Yes, sir.
But I would like to get some examples or something tangible on the basis of which we can say with confidence, yes, we are done.
So, for example, if you look at the structure of the Constitution itself, there are a lot of safeguards inbuilt into the Constitution to ensure secularism sustains.
No,
So, for instance, sir, we have the minority educational institutions. So, that is one aspect where we are not having a unilateral or a top-down approach. We understand that the culture is very different for different communities, and we allow them to prosper. Similarly, sir, in the case of...
I take that.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Bharat. My last question. If you are to bring in two major improvement in the governance of this country. What would be those two measures for improvement in the governance?
Sir, I think first would be to actually focus on the capacity building of the governance, the civil servants specifically. So we can infuse a greater degree of domain specialization after a certain number of years. I think that will enrich the governance landscape because they will be better able to understand the new and emerging trends and integrate
Do you
them.
think that has been some kind of a handicap for the governance?
Sir,
Give me any example which can prove that because of lack of expertise within the civil services, our governance has suffered.
Sir, I can't think of a very specific example, but one indicator would be, let's say, sir, if we compare, let's say, a few departments of the government, let's say the Department of Space. So we have ISRO. So there is a greater focus.
They have done wonderfully well.
Yes, sir. So that is where we have specialists and not really generalists in that particular domain who are well versed with the technical aspects of things. So I think that
so
is.
Wherever required, we already have got specialists.
Yes, sir. But I believe that the governance is.
I wanted an example where you feel that because of lack of expertise within the civil services, governance has suffered.
So may
This is what you said.
So may I take a moment?
Sure.
Sir, I think, for example, sir, if we, sir, there is a, for example, if we take police reforms, when we talk about police reforms in general, sir, there is a certain degree of sophistication that is coming up. We have cyber crimes and other technologies are also coming in. We have cryptocurrencies, etc. So, sir, somebody who understands these systems.
You can always hire some experts for that.
Yes, sir, that is true because as we move up the leadership hierarchy, whether it is in the public sector or in the private sector, there will be a certain degree of generalism. But sir, at the lower level, especially when it comes to actually understanding what technologies are to be used, I think at that level we have to ensure that there is technical
expertise. Thank you very
much,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
We're talking about, thank you, sir. We are talking about the secular character of our society, and we are very proud of it.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you are posted as a district magistrate in a communally sensitive district.
Yes, sir.
Which is highly sensitive and has had a bad history of communal rights and all that.
Yes, sir.
What would be the role of administration during peace times, during disturbed times?
So during peace times, the role of the administration would be to ensure.
What would you do?
So greater stakeholder consultation with the administration in the loop. So allowing for.
Elaborate.
So for example, so the religious leaders can be brought in.
Everybody says that. Come on, Bharat, give me a better answer. Yes, that's a good idea,
yes,
but better answer.
Sir, I think we can look at what have been the situations before that, the previous conflicts, why they actually arose.
Social engagement.
Yes, the social.
That's a good idea.
Yes, sir.
We are talking only about engaging the religious leaders. How about the youth? How about the women?
Yes,
because
sir.
They are the ones who
Yes,
suffer
sir.
the most.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How about children?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why should we restrict ourselves only to the religious leaders?
Yes, sir.
No?
Yes, sir. That is indeed a point, sir.
And if unfortunately there is a situation
yes, sir.
where the communal rights have, started, what would be your first priority?
So the first priority would be to stop violence in that particular region.
How?
So, sir, the law and order needs to be. We need to ensure that there is adequate manforce on the ground.
No, there are so many things: adequate manforce, communication, channels, stations.
Yes, sir.
But what would be your top priority? Arranging manpower, police, that's all right. Those are the mechanisms.
Yes, sir.
But what would be the top priority?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to understand.
Understand the question.
Yes, sir.
These are the tools that
Yes,
you
sir.
have
Yes,
better
sir.
manpower, you have more police forces, you have
Yes, sir.
control rooms.
Yes, sir.
These are the mechanisms.
These are the
For
mechanisms.
what?
Sir, to stop violence and to ensure peace.
And safety of public property.
Public
and human
property,
life.
yes, sir. And safeguard life, sir.
Okay. That's interesting conversation. UCC of Uttarakhand. Have you gone through the contents?
Yes, sir. I have.
There is a provision for registration of live-in couples.
Yes, sir.
They need to mandatorily register themselves.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
It's a 16-page document
Yes, sir.
that they have to fill. Good idea? Not a good idea?
Sir, I think registration per se is a good idea.
Is
but
it
I
not
think,
violation of right to privacy?
So within the
two adult consenting adults.
Yes, sir. So that is why I believe that registration was the right step. However, sir, there needs to be a certain degree of proportionality. So, for instance, sir, at this point of time, there is this aspect of criminalization. I think we need to relook that particular provision. Secondly, sir, at this point of time, regarding the live-in registrations, they also have to furnish the information about the previous live-in relationships that they've been.
Is it not in violation of the right to privacy?
So
There are
registration.
two consenting adults
Yes, sir.
choosing to live together. So to ask them to fill 16-page form, inform the leaders, inform the families.
So I think registration per se is not a violation of right to privacy, because live-in relationships are an evolving social institution. We want to ensure that this is also a question of rights. Of course, it's a question of privacy, but it's also a question of rights of the children who are born out of wedlock as well. So there is a legitimate aim that the state is pursuing. However, sir, we can definitely streamline the process significantly to actually ensure that it is proportional to what we are trying to achieve.
Is our society ready for live-in relationship, to accept the live-in relationship?
Sir, I think for a diverse society as ours, there will be certain pockets. So, for example, in urban areas, there is a greater propensity for acceptance of live-in relationship.
Would your parents agree if you decide to enter into a live-in relationship?
So,
or more importantly, the female member of the family?
Sir,
See,
I'm not certain, sir, how my mother would react.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
My opinion, you may disagree with me, but in my opinion, society is not yet ready. Now comes the important question. Was it prudent on part of the government to have come up with this kind of provision when the society is not ready? Is it not too early?
Sir, I think regarding live-in relationship, yes, sir, there is this element the society as a whole is not ready. We still hold marriage, family as legitimate social institutions. That is true. But sir, live-in relationship are also an evolving reality. I mean, we might not have registered them live-in relationships before, but there are two consenting adults who are actually living at this point of time. So I think that social evolution also needs a certain degree of legitimacy in terms of the rights issue particularly.
My last question
Yes,
to you is that this is a case where the legislative intervention is bringing about social changes in the society.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Because with this provision, now society has realized that there is something which is actually happening.
Sir.
And it's going to increase in times to come.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Can you give me some more examples where the legislative intervention has led to changes in the society? Quickly.
So, for instance, sir, if we talk about law as an instrument of social transformation, then we have, sir, the Child Marriage Act.
Very, very
so
good.
That is one.
Wonderful.
Sir, before that, during the British Act as well, there was the regulation, the abolition of sati. So that was also.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Bharat,
Sir.
you've done information technology.
Yes.
You must be knowing a lot of things about the semiconductor.
Yes, sir. Decent.
What do you know?
So semiconductors are.
Why has it become such a critical technology?
So because semiconductors or chips are very important in the electronic digital age, the Industrial Revolution 4.0. We're talking about from all the goods from mobile phones to missiles. So semiconductors or the electronic chips go into everywhere. So having semiconductors and having a certain degree of self-sufficiency as well as advancement is very necessary at this point of time, sir.
Is any country self-sufficient?
Sir, there is this semiconductor supply chain, the fabrication supply chain. Now, there are few companies or from certain countries, let's say in the United States, there is Intel, there is Qualcomm, there is NVIDIA. Now, these are the countries that are specializing in design. So that is where they focus on. So they are fabless. On the other hand, sir, Taiwan is a country that has actually taken a lead in semiconductor fabrication. So in terms of, not one country in particular is self-sufficient in all aspects, but certainly, sir, there are elements of concentration.
Why this sudden, the countries are, especially US, China, Japan,
yes, sir.
They are wanting to become self-sufficient. What is the problem?
Sir,
why not
yes, sir.
keep the supply chain going?
So because now there is this recognition of development security hyphenation. So during globalization after the 1990s, when the globalization actually grew, it was about producing goods where it can be produced cheaply. So, but now, sir, it is also to ensure that there is supply chain resilience in case of any problem that might arise. So that might be ranging from a pandemic or even climate change. So for instance, sir, 2 years back, there was drought in Taiwan. So that reduced the scale at which the chips were being manufactured. So that sense of supply chain resilience is a major issue, sir.
Okay. Why is India going into making semiconductors? Do we have the technology? How are we going to do it?
Sir, I think there are, so we can divide, so we have the Indian Semiconductor Mission. So in that, there are two broad heads we are focusing on. First is sir, in terms of semiconductor design, even at this point of time, a lot of the designers are of Indian origin, and we are doing well enough in the designing aspect of things. Where we are suffering is the fabrication aspect. So we are trying to increase the fabrication capacity significantly, and we are also focusing on assembly, testing, marketing, packaging, because once we are able to integrate that into the supply chain, we can move up the supply chain in terms of fabrication, etc. as well.
But as far as I have heard about it,
Yes, sir.
a company which is manufacturing aluminum was in joint venture with Micron company.
Yes, sir.
And Micron left this work. So how are we going to progress?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of this particular case, but sir, I think we are going for strategic collaboration.
And Tatas are in collaboration with PSMC.
PSMC, sir. Yes, sir. The Taiwanese company.
Which is hardly doing anything in Taiwan.
Yes, sir. But we are also, so for example, sir, during the previous visit of the Honorable Prime Minister, not this one, during the presidency of President Biden. So when he visited, we actually signed a deal regarding the National Security Fabrication Plant. And this was a deal between the US Space Force, Third Eye-Tech, and one other company. So what we're trying to do is, by strategic collaboration with partners like the United States, we are trying to bring back, at least have a semblance of semiconductor manufacturing in our country. So I think so that is how we can go about it.
Okay. You mentioned about Taiwan.
Yes, sir.
How does US look at Taiwan?
So for US, Taiwan
strategic ambiguity.
Yes,
that is what people mention.
Yes, sir. So
what do you understand by this?
So strategic ambiguity means that basically for the United States, the Taiwan is part of the first island chain. So it is a key element of dealing with Chinese expansionism. So while they are not explicitly saying that they will come to defend Taiwan in terms of conflict, but they are taking steps to actually ensure that they are able to tackle the Chinese challenge effectively.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
You think if China invades Taiwan,
Yes, sir.
US will come to help?
Sir, I think there is ambiguity there, sir. I'm not so certain, but I think if we look at the priorities of the US at this point of time, they released a strategic concept 2 years back, which said that Russia might be the disruptor, but China is the strategic competitor that they're looking for. So a key strategy in this regard would be to pull back from Europe or even Middle East and focus squarely on the Indo-Pacific and ensure that Taiwan at least has the funding for military assets on the condition that it itself contributes significantly for its own defense. So the argument is that it must increase its defense expenditure to 10% of its GDP. And in that case, the US is
How much are they spending now?
So I'm not really aware. I'll have to look it up, sir.
Okay, it's very little.
Yes, sir.
My last question is, why do we need Starlink?
Yes, sir.
In India?
So Starlink, because it is space-based internet. so it can reach the remote locations of the country where setting up a physical infrastructure, physical digital connectivity is a tall order. So I think that is one use case that is very prominent in regards to Starlink, sir.
What have Jio and Airtel done with Starlink recently?
So they have collaborated with Starlink as far as I understand, and I think so that is all I'm aware of at this point of time.
Okay, so we are told that it's very expensive.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, sir.
So how will it help the areas where we don't have internet connectivity?
So that is a challenge, maybe because digital technology is a fast growing field. It is necessary for survival in this specialized economy. So I think the government can come forward with some sort of a subsidy mechanism, especially to the far-flung areas. So I think, sir, that could be one aspect.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bharat,
Yes, ma'am.
you're a sociology student.
Yes, ma'am.
Recently, Kumbh has been concluded in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me what has been the trend of women participation this year?
Women participation in particular, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware of the figures specifically.
Not exactly figures, but has been noticed. Is there any change in terms of women who are coming to the Kumbh? Like there was some news articles regarding the same.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I haven't read those articles, I believe.
Mostly of them are nowadays. It has been seen that many of them are coming without any male.
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
Read on this.
So
ma'am.
they are basically coming on their own.
Yes.
So that was a welcome change.
Yes, ma'am.
Why this change happened according to you?
Ma'am, I think firstly a greater degree of autonomy. I think we've been able to ensure that. Secondly, ma'am, the safety measures would have improved, and given the scale of Kumbh, there were adequate safety arrangements except for one stampede that occurred. So I think that could be another factor. Thirdly, ma'am, over the years we see when it comes to digital technology, of course there is a digital divide, but over the years women are also using digital technology. There is a greater awareness. Women are in sociological generalizations, it is seen that women are very religious. So that could be one reason that now they are aware of Kumbh, so they are actually coming to such events.
Okay, you mentioned about stampede event,
Yes,
right? Let's say tomorrow, let's say in your lifetime, another Kumbh happens and you are posted as DM.
Yes,
What 3 things would you make differently to avoid such kind of unfortunate incident?
The first would be to ensure that one of the pain points was there was bifurcation for the normal crowd and the VIPs. So that was the problem. So I think when it is a legitimate concern, when it is a concern of a constitutional authority or so, we can make such concessions. And after the stampede, actually the VIP movement was curtailed significantly. I think that is one step. Secondly, ma'am, I think the government did a fine job, but we could actually have better communication, because what happened on that day was the people were lying down or sleeping very close to the bank. So, and there was a very specific event. So they wanted to bathe at 2 a.m. So when the crowd rushed in, they were actually crushed. So I think ensuring that nobody is lying so close to the bank would be a better mechanism to deal with such eventualities.
Anything else?
Third would be, I think we can, a lot of people who actually went to Kumbh wanted to bathe near the Sangam nose. So I think some form of a mechanism where we can artificially increase the size of something of that sort can be taken up. I'm not so sure.
Okay. Your father was in judiciary,
yes,
right? Tell me any key 3 judicial reforms which need to be brought in.
Firstly, I think at this point of time, we can think of an all-India judicial services, because there is a rampant vacancy in the judiciary that hurts law and justice dispensation. So that is one. So, ma'am, secondly, I think we can reduce the number of vacations. We can have a limit on the number of adjournments that are given to any particular case. So that could be second. Thirdly, ma'am, I think we should look beyond, we should institutionalize alternate dispute resolution mechanisms within the judicial system so that we can declog from the judicial process.
Aren't they already there?
Ma'am, there are.
But unfortunately, people are not availing these facilities or services.
Yes, ma'am, I think, but ma'am, I think if we focus on greater awareness and institutionalization of the process, of course, there has been an improvement, but I think there a lot more can be done in
And I
this
think in the BNS or the, it's just a legislation which has addressed some of these issues.
Yes, ma'am. In the mediation, there is a mediation bill also that is being debated at this point of time. We have done significant amendments in the Arbitration Conciliation Act as well.
Anything else?
Ma'am, I
You
think
talked about adjournment and all. So is there something in these new provisions, the new laws, which actually caters to this thing?
Ma'am, I think the bulk of the focus is, ma'am, regarding these particular legislations, the bulk of the focus is actually on decriminalizing a lot of the offences, like coming up with community.
Well, that is one thing, yes. Any other thing? I'm specifically asking you regarding adjournments and regarding, the long process of trials. Anything in that?
Ma'am, I'm not aware of any specific. I can't recall.
Okay. E-evidences.
E-evidences, yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
E-evidences. So
Yes,
people
ma'am.
can
Yes,
give their evidences, even
They do
especially the
not have to
police
come.
officials
Yes, ma'am.
and
Yes, ma'am.
especially all
Yes,
those.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you earlier mentioned that you have given 4 times interview, right? Now, my suggestion, I just want to discuss with you a thought that people who have given interview, they should be, I think, in order to streamline the whole process, they should be given a blanket entry into the entry after the prelim stage. So they should not write prelims again. At least for 2 years, this can be provided. So, what is your opinion?
Ma'am, it can be done, but ma'am, it is, ma'am, the thing is, even
Because
after the,
unnecessarily the whole process gets down, and especially after interview, there's very less time left. So
Yes.
anybody who has proven his credentials once,
yes, ma'am.
they can be given. And let's have a age limit of only let's give only 4 attempts maximum to every candidate.
Ma'am, I think regarding age limit, that makes sense. Ma'am, I think preliminary stage for all purposes should still be there.
Why?
Because, ma'am, it is seen that people who are appearing for the interviews as well, a lot of time they falter in the other successive stages. So just because they have succeeded once doesn't mean that they'll succeed again and again. And it provides a kind of a level playing field for everybody to compete in that particular year's
Okay,
examination.
my last question to you: what is the latest happening in Russia, Ukraine?
Ma'am, they are in the process of negotiating a limited ceasefire on attacks on energy and infrastructure assets.
So what can we infer from these developments?
I think there are green shoots as far as peace is concerned, but I think there are really pertinent questions regarding sustainability of peace and broad-based ceasefire, because
Anything else vis-a-vis Mr. Putin or Russia? What can we make out of this conditional offer? He didn't accept it the whole, he wanted a total ceasefire,
yes, ma'am.
but then when it was not there, so he actually only submitted to conditional ceasefire, only for the energy and infrastructure.
One possible explanation could also be that at this point of time, they are actually trying to gain more territory. There is a war of attrition. So,
Which territory is likely to be just fall? It is likely to fall very quickly.
very quickly, ma'am, the Ukrainian territory, I'm not so sure.
They're in the final stages.
Ma'am, the Russian territory, of course, has actually been taken back by the Russians. So the Ukrainians had advanced significantly, but now the Russians are actually
about to take that back.
allowed.
Anything else it tells us? A message, a subtle message to USA and the world.
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bharat.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly step out for a minute. We'll call you back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.